Yeah. Happy Monday. We back now. We back.
Fresh from the Bilderberg meeting. Oh, we live? Oh,
yeah.
Happy Monday.
Easy. Yeah, shout out to AJ. He said, blessed to see another one. We are blessed. We are extremely blessed to be here. Shout out to Javante in the chat right now. Shout out to everybody that is tuned in. We are live here on YouTube.
Live.
That is a fact, man. A pretty good week last week for the market. It kicked off this week. It's a big week for earnings. We'll get into that. Ian, what's good with you, man? It's a big week for you. Everybody in chat, put a birthday cake in chat. It is Ian's birthday this week.
Oh my God.
Happy birthday to the master investor himself. How you feeling, my brother?
Blessed and highly favored, man. I can't complain. I appreciate it.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate it.
Happy birthday. Man. 82 babies. We stick together.
Absolutely. Pray for me.
Always. You got another birthday?
Yeah, happy birthday.
I'll let you do it.
Happy birthday to my mom tomorrow.
Hey.
So yeah, belated birthday to my niece. It was like my niece's birthday was last week. My mom's birthday is tomorrow.
Happy birthday, Blessing.
And your birthday's on Friday?
Yep.
August 1st. The Leo season is in effect. Shout out to all the Leos. I got a Leo next week. I'll save her for her day. But Ms. Happy birthday. I was going to call her. Yeah, I thought it was yesterday. I was like, damn, did I not? But I'm saving it. So happy birthday. I got my text ready for you. Hopefully you are enjoying this. Shout out to the entire blowout family, of course.
For sure.
No, we do.
Yeah, for sure. Happy birthday. Shout out to all the Leos out there. Good people. What you got planned for your birthday?
Benito in Puerto Rico, and then Yeah, I gotta go.
You going to the Bad Bunny concert?
You're really with the shit.
Yeah. Market research for investors.
All research and development. We got to see how to keep the crowd enthused.
Boricuas. Shout out to all the Dominicans out there too. They had a Dominican Day parade. Why you start laughing?
You are messy.
No,
they
had the parade yesterday in the Bronx, up in the Bronx. So shout out to all the Dominicans. D Malo.
Shout out to Dominicans.
For sure.
Shout out to Kyle Security too. That's our security. Knowledge. Hey, if they get to, you know what I mean?
You know, my birthday's on Dominican Independence Day.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. So
they show us a lot of love, man.
For sure.
Shout out to the Heights.
Yeah.
Fact though. All right. Big.
I deserve to not get in trouble this week, so Rashad.
That's a fact. That is a fact. Big week. We got nonstop bombs across the board on Wednesday. Blackout. We got a special guest, none other than the legend himself, Raekwon the Chef.
Yeah.
Icon living.
That's a fact, man.
Yeah.
Purple Tape, that album changed my life. I waited 30 years to have this conversation. Came out in 1995. He's back with his new album. Literally 30 years later. I remember when Purple Tape dropped, only built for Cuban links. Yes. I remember listening to that. 11 years old. Everybody, my camp counselors, everybody was listening. That's all they was listening to, at least in New York. That was the only thing that was playing. Summer 95. Man, incarcerated Scarfaces.
No, you skip
Cream. Right. Oh man.
Criminology. I mean, the first thing I went to when I saw that was Verbal Intercourse. Because at the time, Nas had got Rhyme of the Month for Verbal Intercourse. So I knew the rhyme before I even heard it, and I was like, yo, we gotta skip to that. And then when I heard it, I mean, there's so many records. Glaciers of Ice is on there. It's just too many, man. That is one of the best albums that's ever made. If you ever see the Mount Rushmore inside the studio, that is in the 5 core.
Sure.
It's just one of those. And shout out to Mass Appeal. Shout out to Mass Appeal and Nas for putting that together. I know they're getting classic, legendary artists together and making new project with them. They did the Slick Rick album, so shout out to Slick Rick the Ruler. Mass Appeal just put out the Raekwon one, which is incredible. So I'm looking for. There's a couple other ones that they about to drop that I'm looking.
They got Ghost. They put out Ghostface too.
The Ghost is coming, but you know the Nas and Premier is on the way.
Yeah,
that's gonna be different.
My whole life.
So tune in to Blackout. It's gonna be a legendary hip hop conversation. You know we like to have those.
For sure.
So tune in to Blackout Thursday. 6 o'clock. We got the founders of Curl Fest. You know,
Oh, that's fire.
Curl Fest was a legendary event, and they had to take this year off. So they talk about why they had to take this year off, how DEI really did affect them, how, you know, it's challenging markets to throw events right now. It's a very educational conversation that we have with the founders of Curl Fest. That's Thursday at 6:00.
Yep.
And then Saturday we got a special surprise for you guys. Well, I'll talk about it. You know, the young boy out of New York City that's causing all of the steam right now, my man Bass Swag.
Yeah.
So Bass Swag, he pioneered that sexy drill. So we're doing something. We're starting a new content series, Ian. We're taking the young lit dudes, and it's short, like 15, 20 minutes, and it's us whiteboard style teaching them about financial literacy.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
So it's just like, yo, this is what an asset is. This is what a liability is. This is how you save your money. This is how you put your money there. And he's very astute because he actually made a lot of money on GameStop without even knowing what he was doing.
Yeah.
He made a lot of money on a GameStop option without even knowing it.
That's smart.
They was playing the option game.
So he was just like, yo, bro, I don't really know too much about financial literacy. Can you can you help me out?
That's the part, bro. Like, that's the part. Like, imagine this, somebody of his stature, young, getting some money, but vulnerable and honest enough to say that I don't know. Can you help me?
Yeah,
which is amazing.
So that's gonna be dope. So that's like I said, that's so we got it all week long.
And keep innovating. I love to see the constant innovation and improvement, and while staying in your core competency, but just adding a little something different to it. Younger demo. Well played.
Got to get the YKs. I call them YKs, Young King.
You switched it up.
Oh, Young Kings out there. We got to get
labeling matters.
That's a fact.
Sipping on the yacht.
Very important. Yeah. We're going to talk about Invest Fest later on, but I don't want to keep the people waiting. But yes, first and foremost, thoughts and prayers. There's an active shooter in New York City right now.
Oh, wow.
By the NFL office. So thoughts and prayers to everybody in Manhattan. Hopefully that situation can get resolved very quickly and he gets apprehended. But apparently there's an active shooter.
Wow.
In Manhattan right now. So
yeah, safety, man. Yeah, that just came up. That's crazy.
Safety.
Yeah, safety.
Ian, would you like to say anything?
Yes. AI models will dominate every field within 5 years, and then within 1 or 2 years, AI coders and mathematicians will not be necessary. The world is changing quicker than ever. Be prepared. Please learn how to use LLMs. Let's have an amazing show.
Yeah.
And get your tickets to Invest Fest. I've been working on the presentation all week. Woo, baby.
Yeah.
We got some
blowing this out the water.
We got some surprises we'll say later on in the show.
They apprehended him. Well, he's been shot and killed. The shooter has been. 2 people were shot. Pray for them. But the gunman, shout out to Monique. She just put in the chat.
Oh, he killed himself?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Safety. Prayers for the people who were wounded, though, for sure. Anybody else affected.
Okay.
All right.
We up to Ian. Disclaimer? He said it.
You got none? All right, man. So you know how this works. Do your own research. Continue to do the research. And when you can't do your own research, you can tap in to Red Panda.
For sure.
For the best prices in the world. Or you can tap into EY University. You can try and get that options game. All right. But our content is intended to be used and must be used for informational purposes only. It's very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with, or independently research and verify any information that you find on our show and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. Continue to do the research, continue to execute on the research. And when you make some money on that research, share it with someone. That's all we ask. Just share it with someone so they can grow their portfolio and change their family's life too. That's all.
That's a fact.
That's all.
We will be
speaking of what, share with 5 friends or family members tonight,
please.
Yes, we will be answering questions. We are live. So we'll be answering questions in the chat. But okay, let's start with this. S&P 500 and NASDAQ are rising again after hitting all-time highs last week. How do you think the rest of the week will pan out?
I think the week will be amazing. I want to be very clear. The companies that are doing extremely well, NVIDIA, AMD, are rising. The ones that were doing okay are starting to get some steam. We were talking about it before we went live. A lot of companies are starting to retool what the next decade looks like. Since I started investing in late 08, 09, this is probably one of the strongest classes of companies that I've seen pre-IPO or publicly traded. I think that the consumers have gotten smarter than ever. I think this class of retail investors are almost as smart as institutional, which that gap is closed dramatically, in part due to this show. But I think the rest of this week, month, and year will be absolutely fine. I know some people have readjusted their targets, but I have the ES going to 66.44, 55 by September at the latest, and I think best case scenario for next year is 71.35. This week is going to be fine. This quarter will be fine. This year will be fine. Hold for the long term.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's going to be a big week. It's already kicked off in a pretty nice fashion when we talk about some of the smaller cap stocks that we spoke about here. But I mean, you have the biggest hyperscalers in the world, part of the Max 7, which pretty much moved the market, are reporting. So you got Meta and everything that I've read, the earnings is going to blow out the quarter again. You got Microsoft, you got Amazon. And then, I mean, we mentioned Apple last, but think about 2 years ago if that would be the case, which is also reporting. And signs are showing that they're picking up some steam in China. For the first time in 3 or 4 quarters, they are starting to see growth in China again. So all those companies that traditionally have moved the market will be reporting. I expect it to be a pretty solid week. I know, August is Friday, and traditionally August hasn't been great. And that we'll probably see a pullback, as we've seen a perfect week just happen, and we'll probably talk about that a little bit later, where every index had a positive week. But these gains, this isn't something that's going to be a fad. This is going to be here for a little bit. So we should be definitely taking advantage of it, getting into some positions. I know we hate doing them all at all-time highs, and so always have reserves because there will be a pullback. But yeah, I think this week's going to be a good one.
And the August pullback that we normally get every year, we got in April. So we won't have as deep as it. Will we have a pullback? Yes. Will it be as deep as last year? Probably not. Given the change in who's running the White House.
Yeah.
But the dip that we normally would get in August, we got through April. If you made money from there, please put yes in chat. I love y'all, but that was a great entry point into the market for crypto, hyperscalers, tech, and even companies that are tech adjacent. I feel like the entire market is just running up from those April lows, which goes back to asymmetric risk to reward. And when is your margin of safety baked in? Please put that in chat. Like, where can you invest that it's almost guaranteed that the market does not go down further from that point? That week of April 8th was really that week for us. So, and more importantly too, don't worry about your investments week to week. You need to focus year to year, minimum time frame. But you really need to be looking at a 5-year period. I know everybody can't hold for 5 years, but if you don't, it's going to be one of the biggest mistakes that you make in your life.
Yeah. You know why it's important, and shout out to Sam. He put Celestica in the chat, and we were talking about it before the show started. There's something about the psychology when you enter an investment and it starts off positive. You just feel better, right? Whereas I've taken calls and it's down 10% within 2 hours, or it's down 15% within a week. So a lot of people who were in our options class and who were watching Market Mondays last month and were like, oh, I don't know what to do, I'm going to be starting now. To have some of these trades start off positive is great, but I agree with you, right? We're in these things for the long term, right? We're in this until 2026, late 2026, some of this 2027. But to start off positive always gives you the confidence that, you know what? All right, if I do the right research and I actually do the work, these can be some tangible results. So shout out to them. I see some people putting that day up in their AMD calls as well. Yeah, we're here for the long run, but starting off positive is important.
So when should people invest in the market?
To be very frank and to toot our own horn, when we tell you to on the show every week for free. Hedge funds charge you 2 and 20 minimum. 3 and 30 is becoming more normal. If we're looking at let's say QQQ, invest with Invesco, I would look to invest at 559.51 as an entry point.
Can I do something in real time?
Of course.
Yo, what's up, my brother?
Yo, what it do?
Yo, you on live on Market Mondays right now.
Shout out to Chance.
Can you call in or no?
Yeah, I can. Man, these kids are going crazy. Give me like 45 minutes.
All right. Tell me when you're ready. I'm gonna send you a link. All right.
Real time.
Real time. Kids getting dinner, probably getting their bath right now.
Because no, it's the reason why I want him to call in. Because sometimes we gonna say things, but you need an outside voice to
Point of view
actually
in
have
real time, for
real
sure.
time perspective on things.
Mhm.
Okay, so if somebody has $50,000 right now sitting on the sideline, wait
QQQ.
or just go in. Just go in.
No. Price always matters.
So wait.
Yeah, because you don't want to gamble. So like 555, 48, QQQ is the area I would like to enter. So regardless of how parabolic or how quickly the market is taking off, you always want to invest in a particular price. I know some people are going to be like, well, what if it eludes me? Corrections happen every day, especially like I talked about it last year at InvestFest, but even if you look at the hour chart, you will have a time to get into the market every single day. Like Friday, like the 564 range would have been good to get in. Today, 566 would have been good. So you always want to have a dedicated price where you want to get in. Let everyone buy at a dumb price, and you buy at a price where you're almost guaranteed return. If you listen to me, that'll happen for you. If I made you money, please put yes in chat. But even if you're looking at the market in real time, just look 20% down or 23% down from where it is and look to invest in if you're investing in tech or especially crypto.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. And then we get some seasoned investors. I'll ask your opinion on this as well. What about dripping into a position where it's like, yeah, I have the 50,000. I know we're at all-time highs. It didn't get down 20%, but it might have gone down 10 instead of the 50.
I'm good with that.
I might put 5 here, right? And when it really hits those barriers or those metrics that I have for myself, whether it's 20%, 30%, then I might drip a little bit more into that position. Because sometimes we'll wait for it to get to 20% and it's not coming.
And it's not there. Right. You can leg in definitely a quarter at a time for sure. So if you want to do 10,000 for your initial run, or let's say if you're afraid, you can do 5,000, then it goes to a point where it really drops and the news is hot. Anytime you have breaking news on CNBC is usually a good time to invest. Then you can leg in with 10 or 15,000, and then when the market starts to take off a little bit, you can finish off there. And opposed to martingale is adding money when you're down. As the position is going up, you can start to add money in that way. So you'll be a-okay. But once again, time frame of when you hold in, because I keep going through all the lessons from InvestFest, and I've been talking to people in private equity, pre-IPO, and on the equity side. Everyone who's made, like I'm talking, they have like 50 to 150 liquid. Everyone's like 7-year hold minimum, 10 years is ideal, but anything under 5 is a mistake.
Yeah. I bring that up only because literally what happened to me, right? Like I remember years ago saying I'm gonna get into Chipotle, and when it pulls back, 2018 was a great time when they had that the E. coli and lettuce. Unfortunately, for anybody that had it and had issues because of it, but from an investor standpoint, this was the pullback. And then from 2018 up until, they split. It was a constant just run up. And now they're trying to figure things out, obviously with a new CEO. And so even like a Netflix feels like it's gotten to that position where it's like, well, it dropped 1%, but it may not drop 20%, right? So there's also that type of strategies you can use.
But you can have a 20% drop on a 4-hour or 1-hour chart.
This is true. That's true. That's not for freshmen.
No, that's strictly for live men or those who invest and go to InvestFest or join Red Panda.
Salute to Joe Button.
Shout out to Button.
Yo. Number 3 with a button.
My dog.
Joe Button, man. He out here running the bag up.
Yeah.
One day on Blackout, we're going business model key. Major key. Keep all the equity inside. Oh boy.
You don't say.
Shout out to my brother Ian Swart, the other Ian.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Nah, shout out to Joe Button, man. He's doing the blueprint. He's doing the blueprint for sure. All right, we're not even gonna waste no time. Let's get into this. Let's talk about
the death of Hulk Hogan. Oh my god! No, go ahead.
Rest in peace, though.
Damn, man.
Shaka bars. Once I hear the bomba clot, once I hear Shaka bars, like he has that post, he has that that sound saved.
Yep.
That song is crazy.
Bomba clots.
You know something about it. He about to be on some BS when he play that shit.
For sure.
But hey, we never laugh at death.
No,
I don't want to rejoice. I don't want to rejoice in somebody's untimely demise. So rest in peace to Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, I think Van Lathan had a nice clip about it, and it felt like it resonated with me because I remember being a kid watching that on Saturday nights and watching that on Sunday afternoons, and I remember getting those toys and like being excited to have Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior. Like you grew up, we grew up on that, and obviously as an adult we saw the man he became, but for that core period of time, man, that's all you was doing, man. And if you ordered WrestleMania, you was lucky.
And shout out to GCM _ LLC. It said, our talk about making money or entertainment, you have to formulate your sentence correctly before you can.
And Hulk Hogan is the reason why WWE went public.
Right. But
Hollywood,
your sentence structure is disturbing to me. So ChatGPT, the correct way to actually formulate a sentence structure and repurpose the question.
Submit again.
Submit again.
Darcy.
TKO, UFC, and WWE together. Great entry point, potentially. Could be 135.66. Kudos to Ari Emanuel, the real Ari. Hope Entourage comes back. So,
we gonna Darcy. Is that Darcy? Darcy Allingham. We're gonna talk about CoreWeave. Remember that 6 month period. Just give us a moment. Trust me.
All right. So let's get into it because we are the most devalued platform. We're the most devalued platform as far as price earnings ratio. So let's talk about what happened at the Mastermind in Atlanta.
Yeah.
You talked about an option. Like, let's explain that.
Oh yeah, man! Shout out to everybody that pulled up to us in Atlanta in January. We kind of were breaking down this AI revolution.
Hold on, before that, I was going to give you your praise. Maybe call of the year.
Well, we're still going. We're not done yet, and it's interesting. At the time, we were looking at it from a structural standpoint, right? Yeah, everybody knows this company on my chest, right? Everybody knows NVIDIA, but there are hyperscalers, right? And there are companies that are building around this ecosystem. And so we broke it down from a manufacturer standpoint, a company that we should be looking at, which was Celestica. We talked about liquid cooling when we talked about Vertiv, when we talked about Visha, when we talk about energy. And so we're looking at the components of AI that most people aren't keeping their eyes on. And at the time, they all were in pretty good price range, right? And then, January 27th happened, and then it became an even better price range. And so Celestica was a company that we've been talking about, ticker CLS, probably for like 7 months. And I remember being up on stage. Before I went up, I said, Ian, I'm going to talk about this company. You were like, yeah, this looks solid. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think I've heard anybody talk about this one yet. And what's interesting about them is they've actually shifted their business model from creating products to actually manufacturing. And so when you look at their client list, it's the biggest hyperscalers in the world, right? Meta, Amazon, Microsoft, right? And if those are your clients and you look at the revenue and the expenditures that they're going to have for artificial intelligence, this made too much sense. And so we studied the company, we followed the company, we watched them run. If you look at their charts, if you're on your laptop right now, if you're on your iPad right now, just pull up CLS's chart. And when you talk about a mountain climb, this is what you want to look at when you talk about a growth company. And they're just getting started. Like I said, it's a Canadian company. And so the tariffs actually hurt it a little bit when the administration was putting tariffs on Canada. We were watching that carefully. We watched April 7th pull back. But we just kept seeing these clients that they kept getting. I'm like, yo, this company is set to go. Today they had their earnings reports and absolutely blew it out the park.
Water.
Oh my gosh, they're trading up, I think, up plus 20. And so shout out to everybody that executed on those calls, man. When we wake up tomorrow morning, that market opens, we should see some hefty gains. And that's which is incredible. Like I said, when we talked about this in the class 2 Thursdays ago, this is something that we put right in the session. Like, here's the call, here's what we're doing, here's what we're going to do it at. And so imagine the people who actually watched and executed on that and now seeing gains within 2 weeks. I'm talking maybe Some people are going to be up 50 to 60% in 2 weeks. I said, I will beg you to find another asset class that can get you that type of return in 14 days. You're not going to find it.
And that doesn't pull back immediately after as well.
And this is why it's important to understand the power of AI and not just NVIDIA, which is the greatest company of our generation. I'm going to say that, right? Of our generation. There are companies that are partnering with them that are having tremendous runs and have a long runway to go. CLS was one of them. We'll see Vertiv report this week, and we showed a video about how they control liquid cooling inside of their factories. Dell was a company we spoke about when we're talking about the racks. And so when we think about AI and we think about the chips, they have to go inside of a structure. And so think of a rack like the engine, right? So how can a data center run without the engine? And this is what Dell was doing. So as much as we can teach and as much as we can give, we're going to give. The more you execute, the more we give. It's a give-take relationship. So but this is what we're doing.
How much has it gone up?
Over the past 5 years, it's up 2,000%.
How much has it gone up since you called it in the mastermind?
Oh, that's up 300%. So we have a call up 100. We have a 130 call. We have a 110 call, and then everybody last week we put in the 160 call. That one will probably be up about 50% tomorrow. And so yeah, like I said, we're in that call until I think June of 26. So we got a whole nother year to let this thing go. Obviously, there'll be some pullbacks, but if the AI revolution, and we can see it's happening everywhere. We're watching AMD go up. We're watching NVIDIA hit an all-time high. It's not slowing down. The CapEx for all these hyperscalers has increased. OpenAI, I mean, this is the moment in time that we won't. I don't know if we'll see this again.
No, so and going back to there's a time every year where there's to buy. April was a generation to buy. You caught it in January. I have it going to a minimum of 202.42. So for those who are thinking, hey, the run is over, I would not exit this position early because, like you said, given the ecosystem that is being built and the way that tech has retooled to fit AI into their business model, they're going to benefit from it greatly. So I'm going to give you a props, great call. But I have it going to 202.42.
You know, another company that did pretty well today, Cadence Designs, which is another company we spoke about here. CDNS is the ticker, CDNS. Again, when we went to this conference, and I'm wearing a sweatshirt today from the conference. Shout out to this company here. It's changed a lot of people's lives. We saw these companies, man. We saw these companies, and we saw how they're going to play a role in the infrastructure of NVIDIA's world, right? These people play large parts. And like I said, we'll talk about CoreWeave when it's time. Obviously, he's having this run right now. When it pulls back, we'll break down the business model. But a lot of these companies, again, are they dependent on NVIDIA? Yeah. Are the shoulders heavy? Can they bear it? Absolutely. But there'll be others. There are going to be others as well. So that's what's exciting about the space, is that sometimes when you go on a rabbit hole and you dig and find companies and you see what the purpose is and the functionality of it is, then it makes sense. I always tell people, like, we can tell you what to do, right? But I'd rather show you what the companies actually do so you can have a firm understanding.
And it reminds me of the 90s when Microsoft was the lead tech blue chip, and as a result, AOL emerged, CompuServe emerged, Dell emerged as a leader. NVIDIA is doing the same thing, I think, just at a multiple of 10. And without NVIDIA, I don't think we would see some of these headwinds. So I know some people are comparing NVIDIA to Cisco, and the chart has a parallel, but the difference is NVIDIA has a real business that global leaders want, and it's not going. I just told you guys, in 5 years, every job will be affected by AI, and within 2 years, coders and elite mathematicians will be replaced by coding.
And so if you made money, if Ian made you money, if Troy made you money, not only did put yes in the chat, because that's become kind of repetitive, put like what you actually made money on. So like, say I made money on AMD, I made money on NVIDIA, I made money on
Microsoft.
Yeah,
we can list.
The options class actually happens every month. So that what I'm speaking about is the master class that happened in January, but the EY University options class happens every single month. And if you held on to any of those, okay, NVIDIA, VGT, AMD, NVIDIA, QQQ, TS, okay, Lilly, VOO, Microsoft, Apple, the answer is everything. Because no matter what you, no matter what you invested in, you made money, right? So, okay, why do I say that? And shout out to the brother. I'm sure he had good intentions as far as guy in the chat. He said, "No, I'm not bringing on no hater on the show to clear up nothing.
It's not needed.
Because at the end of the day, There's never been, nobody has ever done what we've done. When you look at 7 years of giving weekly information, whether it's Earn Your Leisure, Market Mondays, actually help people make millions of dollars, actually brought real billionaires on the platform, actually created an Invest Fest with 300 small business vendors and 25 food trucks and 700 speakers over the course of 5 years. And you got people like Robert Smith, you got people like Don, you got introduced to people like Don Peoples. Nobody knew who Don Peoples was before that. That's a very few percentage of people, getting people like Jack Dorsey to come. Like
Floyd Mayweather.
So what happens is that if in life, if somebody can't assassinate you, the next thing they try to do is assassinate your character. And there's always going to be a population of the people that go along with this shit, because any level of success breeds envy. That's just a fact. So you bought your iPhone, you take the shit back every 2 years. It got defected. You don't complain about Apple. So if you had 8,000 hours of information and you're going to try to keep replaying one loop of a 2-minute clip that somebody said on a show that wasn't even ours, then hey, you fucked your life over if that's all that you can get from it. But at the end of the day, nobody made you money like us. That's just a fact.
That's a big fact, yo.
So it ain't no negotiation. It ain't no, no, I'm not reaching. Everybody copied us. If they got a stock show, they copied.
Hello. Hold on, Rashad. One more time.
That's a fact. If they got a stock show, they copied us. If they went to another continent, they copied us. So we not like, it is what it is, because all these guys, I know these guys. It is what it is.
What you want me to do?
These are the same people that'll ask you for help and then say, no, I'm self-made.
Or won't repay that loan back from 3 years ago.
You guys
send my money back, bro.
You guys right here. Yo, we forgot, bro. Shout out to Broadcom.
Yes. Stay focused.
Shout out to my 1000% club. Shout out to the 1000% club. Y'all know who y'all are. Y'all making this. Y'all doing it on the low. Y'all staying low. Y'all firing. Go check my stories. We added another one to the 1000% club. But yo, at the end of it, let's just make money.
And this is me. I'm not speaking on behalf of Ian. I'm not speaking on behalf of Troy. I know you say like I'm the one that always gets everybody in trouble. You got to understand, I never got bullied in high school. So I'm not going to get bullied online. And at the end of the day, my mantra is exit. Because as soon as, like, it's almost over. My mantra every single day is exit. That's what I wake up to.
Before you plan the entry, the exit must be predetermined. It's the greatest investing lesson.
Y'all all bozos. Like, these guys is bozos. I know them personally. Trust me. So I'm not really too concerned about too much. We did a great job. I think we got some time left. But we ain't trying to do this forever. I'm trying to be 50 years old still hosting a podcast. We gave you the information. It's like the Bible, the Quran. You don't need a remix of these books. There's one book that was written. We gave you 39 books. And we gave you a New York Times best-selling book. How much information we going to give you?
You deserve it.
You can't pick up the pieces and figure it out at this point. Probably not even going to happen anyway.
They said you're getting us in trouble.
Red Panda, put in chat how much you automate off in video percentage-wise. For the record. And Clippers, clip it up. That was before anybody. Kathy, shout to Kathy, shout to Ark. That was before anybody.
None of these people is on our level. Not one of them. Nobody has ever done what we've done. We talking about really democratized financial literacy on a real level. Highly respected at anywhere we go. Really throwing events with 40,000 people. Really got a New York Times bestseller. Really got 3 podcasts in the top 100. Like you got to play games, but this is actual facts. So you want to play games and you're going to end up broke. If you want to follow the information, all you got to do is listen to what we say and you're guaranteed to make money. It's not even up to me. They put it in the chat already for you. How could you not have made money? How could you not have made money?
Not executing, listening to the bullshit.
God damn, who is that right there? 2,800%. Shari, shout out to you. Shout out to Shari Hall. 2,800. You part of the 3,000 club. I feel you. I ain't get there yet, Shari, but that is something to aspire for us. Up for her. Yeah, man.
So this ain't no game. I'm not making no relationship content with my girl. I'm not doing none of that silly shit. We here to make you money.
No. Chill. No, that's too fun. See, I said chill.
Rashad.
So, Ian.
So, back to
EPS
revenue for Celestica, $10 billion a year, gross margin 10.76, net margin is 4.7, debt to equity ratio is 60.49%. I think they shall improve. They are beneficiaries of the ecosystem. Rashad, you are hilarious.
Yeah. Here's my question, right? Because we're talking about earnings. A lot of people make money on a lot of these companies. They all will be popping up very shortly. Meta, Microsoft, Amazon, Apple, which do you think will be the big winner this week, right? They're all reporting. Who do you think is the big winner out of that group?
I'm going to be honest, man. I love the plan and thought process for the next 5 years to dominate AI. Even though the CapEx is really high, I'm betting on Meta. I'm betting on Meta. I can't talk about other little partnerships they got. The Oak, even Xander was like, "Can I get the Oakley Ray-Ban lever?" I'm like, the other one they have coming though. But the way they're spending $400 million up to $2 billion per person,
bro,
to dominate AI. I love when an entrepreneur falls flat, they get up, he reinvested properly into AI. The layoffs are unfortunate, but the way he invested into the metaverse, he did not, and all investors have been through this. You guys ever traded or invested, you had a big loss and you were afraid to get back in? He took that metaverse loss on the chin and came back better from it. That's a sign of a great investor. So for him to put this kind of capital into it, and he was smart to let NVIDIA be the whale and set the pace for the value and not try and create it with the metaverse like I did before. Let them set the value, and now I can bracket my orders in to take talent away from other companies so we can continue to dominate this race. So I think Meta first. I think Apple will be last. I think they'll have a great quarter, but I think Meta should put up some blockbuster numbers for sure.
Yo, I was so hoping you wasn't gonna say that, because I wanted to go back and forth with you, man. But I'm 100% with you. When we talk about what Zuckerberg is doing, again, some of the stuff we're witnessing in this lifetime, we have never seen before. Right? When the team that he's building, we can't even call it the dream team. That's the team of the future, right there, right? When you have the former co-founder of OpenAI, and you take Alexander Wayne from Scale AI, and you make them the partners, co-partners for your reality labs. You're trying to be ahead in AI, straight up, right? Let alone the infrastructure that we talked about when we talked about the W project. Let alone, and maybe we'll talk about what that EU tariff now does for them from a tech standpoint. Meta for sure, man. This is unprecedented. I'm with you on that. I'm interested in Apple. I think they're going to surprise us because when you start hearing the leaks of growth in China, that always is okay. There's going to be something. Even for all the deficiencies that we talked about, it's still been pretty trading sideways.
For sure. They've been stable.
It's been stable. It obviously had a high of 240. It's been sitting in that 205 to 215 range for some months now. I mean, when you talk about the treasure chest that they have, I read a report the other day that they should actually think about acquiring OpenAI. And I was like, I never thought of that. And when they broke it down in terms of the 127 billion that like, you know what? Damn, they actually could do this.
They could. Well, it's outside the investment principles, but it would be a great acquisition.
But yeah, so Amazon, again, that's a long-term stock play for me. The options with Amazon have always I get emotional with them, right? Like I'm like, that's my company. And they always just kind of like consolidate a little bit too much, but for a long-term hold, Amazon for sure. And then I think Microsoft will do, Azure's numbers have been incredible. And when we talk about that cloud space, and we know what Google Cloud has done, we know what AWS has done. We talked about what Oracle is now coming into that space and doing. Shout out to everybody that was in the class in terms of who they're partnering with. Right, that's going to be a solid one. But yeah, Azure is starting to creep in on that AWS space. So I think Microsoft would be number 2. So if I had to rank it, I'll go Meta, Microsoft, Amazon, Apple.
Yeah, and just from a thesis standpoint, Tim Cook is not the fondest of messianic figures that have a certain amount of control. That's the only reason I think he wouldn't buy, because Altman, I hate using these kind of phrases now, but he is the Jobs of AI. Steve Jobs of AI for sure. And I think there's some culture clash there. I think Sam Altman understands his value, may not want to be acquired for that reason, but I mean, Apple's market cap is at 3.19 trillion, which is crazy to even say out loud. They have the cash on hand to buy them. Gross margin is 46%. Net margin is 26%. They can recoup that investment in 2 years.
The gross margin has fallen, though. There was a time when that was at 53%.
Yep.
So we got to start watching these signs.
But if you now have the AI reply inside of iMessage and Apple Mail, it will give a productivity bump and some use cases for it. And I would love to see what can be developed in the App Store if they did acquire OpenAI, just to reimagine what the App Store looks like. Because the other creator economy they're missing out on is having the apps built and deployed for you in the App Store.
Yeah.
But
let's bring up a friend of the show.
Oh, man.
What's happening?
What's up, my guy?
Hey, David.
Man, I'm excited. Listen, I'm excited to hear that y'all really like Meta because I'm getting cooked right now.
You gotta hold on.
I'm excited that y'all are optimistic. I'm getting flamed right now.
Dave Shan, you got an 8K camera. You like in 3D right now.
I'm a content creator. You know what I mean?
Yo, I need a new lens. Put a center lens.
Yeah, yo, I got to call out. I got to call out for a revamp. So thanks, David.
No, come on, man. I got y'all.
Dave Shan's a real one. So I wanted Dave to call in for a few things. He got a big event coming up next week that we're going to be at. So I want him to talk about that. But before, sometimes in life, you got to have firsthand knowledge. And the thing I like about Dave is that he's a very good storyteller. He articulates his stories very well. So, Dave, can you tell him about this AMD situation?
Bruh, oh my gosh. All right. So we shouts out to the book, You Deserve to Be Rich. We was on tour. The guys graciously allowed me to be a part of history. So we're in the lobby and Rashad, he's like, yo, Rashad's telling me about like the options play. And I've always wanted to be in the options. I have some long-term styles, but I want to be in the money. You know what I mean? I want to be one of those people where Ian say, if I made you money, put it in chat. And everybody puts it in the chat. I want to be the person that somebody, I just saw it in the chat. They're like, yo, I'm up 7,500 because of EY. I want to be that person. And the regular stocks, it's cool. It's long-term. Shouts out to it. But I'm like, yo, I need to understand this options play. So Shah was like, yo, I got something for you. He said AMD. I was like, all right, let's do it. So we in the lobby, he's showing me how to do it with my account. And I'm like, all right, bet. I'm about to put a 50 ball in this joint.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I don't even know. Hey, listen, first off, he has to tell me the buttons to press, but I'm just trusting that this is going to work out because y'all been winning for a long time. So he was like, nah, slow down. You know what I mean? Take it easy. It's not sure. It's not just sure money. I'm like, but y'all get it right a lot. So whatever y'all into, I'm into. So scaled it back. I think I put a few $1,000s in it. And then I made my trade and then I posted it on Instagram. I said, got the AMD play because I'm excited. I'm in the options game and I need people to respect me.
Amen.
I'm here now. Okay.
Yep.
So a couple days later.
All right, let me give a time frame. So we're on tour. This is mid-January. We had just put the AMD on Market Mondays. We put you in that call. January 27th, DeepSeek happens.
Oh my gosh, bruh. Because I'm like, at first when he gave it to me, it went up. I'm like, oh, I'm getting excited. Put it in the group chat. Y'all need to get some AMD. You need to learn. You need some financial literacy. First off, this is how I'm talking to my friends. You need to get into the game. Yeah. Then that joint got cooked, bro. I was down.
How did you feel when it dropped?
Rashad don't know what he's talking about.
Did you really want to curse me out?
Listen. My first thought was, I'm like, yo, I'm so glad I didn't put all that money into it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm so glad. And I was like, all right, well, shouts out to Rashad for like at least saving me from like really going all in. And then, I just stopped looking at the app. You know,
but then it got worse. Tariffs.
It got worse. That's what I'm saying. It keeps going down. And then
April happened. Yep.
I deleted the app because every time
Which is a great lesson. Go ahead.
Every time I go in, I get more and more frustrated, bro.
Now, let me tell you, I called. Let me tell you, Shan. I know Shan. So I called when the tariff thing happened. I felt bad. That's why I don't like to tell people things, because I don't want to be responsible for somebody losing their money. I feel bad. So I'm like, yo, bro, like, you know, it's bad times right now. Because we was down like 60, at least 70%, right? I'm like, yo, it's tough times right now, bro, but just hold on. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And he was like,
how long did you tell him?
Dave is always an upbeat person. His voice, he was like, oh, whatever you like, if you sell, just let me know.
Hey, look, it really got bad because it was all the people in my DM. How's that AMD going? Like, they're really
Dave, I want to let you know this, right? I felt the same way.
Okay.
Because outside of you doing that, right? Like, he's gonna tell you, like, yo, I was defending AMD for a month.
Yeah.
On this show, I told people to get into that call you in. So, like, you're one person, but we got like 11,000 people watching. And I'm telling them, look, trust me on this. This is going to change. This is the AI revolution. They are number 2, but that's okay. That's okay. And it doesn't feel that way. April 7th, you definitely don't feel that way.
For sure.
Yeah.
But May 7th, some things start to turn around.
Bro, I didn't even notice until Rashad was like, yo, check the app. And I'm in my mind, I'm like, no. I'm saying, I'm having a good day. I don't want to go look. But he was like, yo, we up. So when he called me, told me to go look, I said, oh, this is crazy. And then I had to like publicly apologize because I cussed him out privately to myself. And I still felt like I owed him an apology. Hey, man, I didn't trust you. But nah, you him.
But where you at right now with the call?
My kids have my phone right now because that was the only way I can get away from. It was up though.
You should be up like 100%, maybe.
Yeah.
But this is good
emotion
because
they said I was on the course.
No, this is 7 months. So in 6 months, right? You've experienced every emotion when it comes to
Sure.
Elation in the beginning.
When you felt like, oh, I'm Warren Buffett. I figured this out. Euphoria. I'm gonna be $1 million. I'm gonna make $10 million by next Tuesday.
I can do what they do.
Then it crashes, and then it's like, okay, maybe potentially buy the dip, and then it falls apart, and it's like, damn, like, why am I doing this? This is the stupidest thing ever.
Yeah.
This is like, what the hell? Like, and then it goes back up, and then you're like, oh wait, and then you double your money. Like, you've experienced everything emotional aspect in 6 months.
The other day, I almost took a screenshot of AMD. Like, yeah, we up. I felt like Warren.
Dave, after this episode, I want you to do a screenshot. AMD was up $7 today. But I'll tell you something, right? And this is what we actually spoke about this before you came on, about the importance of watching it appreciate early. So when you got it, it went up. It's like, okay, that's a feeling. Then it pulled back, and that's a feeling. Then it pulled back more, that's a feeling. But now there's the appreciation, which is why when we talk about options, I never tell people to day trade. Yeah, I never tell people to do short-term leads because I understand 97% of the time, people are going to lose on these option contracts. But if we get the right company at the right time
and the right time frame to hold
and the right duration, we're going to be good.
Yeah.
Initially, how long did you tell Dave to hold? This is important.
That contract's till next year, right?
2027. 2027.
Yeah. Come on.
So, but here's the thing, and this is what Troy always says, like, I think you're up 100%. If you are up 100%, then you might want to sell. Like, let's say you have, I don't know how many contracts you have, but let's say you have 4, hypothetically speaking, right? Sell 2.
Let off half.
Now you got your money that you put in. Now it's just you made your, like, you can't lose technically on that, right? Like, you playing with, Ian hates the term playing with house's money, but it's like you put in 5.
Your initial investment.
You take your initial investment out, you let that ride, and you just you got 16.
Hold on. Let me go get my phone. Hold on.
No. So why he's going? This is a perfect segue, right? Because now, right, people are like, well, where am I going to get this fresh money from? Well, now that you've gone up 100%, right? You realize that gain. You got your initial money out. That becomes your new reserves. Those are your reserves.
To reinvest, yep.
To reinvest. It's not like, oh, I took my initial money out. Let me go buy something. No, you sold this work. You went up 100%. Get another few contracts in that company or get a different company. Reinvest the money so you can get up 100%, 200% again.
It's like refinancing a home.
Where we at, Dave? I know it's
very clear. Hold on. I just got it. Hold on. I ran upstairs.
Yeah, it's like refinancing a home. So all the stuff in finance kind of works similar to each other. So if you buy a home, you refinance, take that cash out, then you can buy another property, right? So that's the same ideology.
There we go. Let me hold something, bro. I know that reaction. I know that. Tell us the number.
We're up 111%. Yo, but I only got two. I only got two contracts, Sean. Why you stop me, bro? Yo, first, like,
what I tell you the other day.
That's the other emotion. That's the other emotion. Damn,
I should have invested more.
Two things are gonna happen. Why did I do this, or why didn't I put more money in? Both you need.
That's the other emotion that investors have. Damn, you as an investor, you're never happy.
No. You either invested too much and lose, or you didn't invest enough.
You never look at how much you made. You look at how much I could have made.
Yeah, and that. So here's the thing. I'll get this all the time. Like, yo, Troy, you went up 1,000%. You put $1 million there. I'm like, yo, bro, we gotta mitigate the risk here, right? Like, we're gonna have substantial money in there, but like, we're gonna get to that point where it is $1 million in there. But like, we gotta make sure that we're responsible about this.
How many contracts do you have?
I only got two, man.
So then sell one.
Sell one.
Then you got your money back,
and then you made it, and then you good.
And then I'm gonna text
Dave,
you.
I'm gonna let it rock. Dave looked like he about to just say,
"Go for it."
I hear it, but I feel like.
But also, Dave. So this is how powerful investing is, right? Because, you made 111% on your money in 6 months.
Yeah.
Right now, think about where you can make 111% on your money in 6 months.
I don't think it's been 6 months. Has it been 6 months?
Or January. So it's like mid-January.
January?
Yeah, we six. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was around this time in January.
Wow. Yep. I'm up $6,000, 6,400. Up. I made 1,300 today.
Today was a great day. So here's the crazy part, though, right? When you think about AMD, and shout out to everybody. Yes, I was riding for it. But here's the thing. It still hasn't got back to its all-time high.
Nope. We got some room to run.
I'm holding it. I'm not saying that other.
Hold on. Here's the next piece.
Do it. I hear what you're saying. Like, I should just take my pride. I'm not doing it.
No. What I'm saying is we got to study the company, right? So we always talk about catalyst events. And so if you know the company, then you know August 5th is its earnings report, right? So that's another catalyst event, which could sway the company to move higher, right? Or they cannot meet expectations and pull back, but you're up 100. You know what I'm saying? So we got to make sure, like, August 5th, sometimes these companies will appreciate up into earnings, right? Like the company we were talking about earlier, CLS. And even when they have a blowout quarter, you'll see it appreciate even more. We haven't got back to the all-time high at AMD. That's why I love it.
But then also there's another one. There's another story that happened on tour, right?
This is the Houston stop.
The Houston stop. It was Ian joined us on stage. So it was Ian, Market Mondays pretty much on stage. And you asked about Bitcoin, right?
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yes, bro. And when he was talking, I'm like, it's too late. And I think he said something like, y'all be thinking it's too late. And I was like, yeah, it's a little too late. It might have been like 80 something. I don't know.
89,000, 87,000.
It was 87,000. I think Ian said we took it to like high 70s, something like that, or low 8. And you was like, you're exact. You had two questions. You was like, is it gonna get there? And then you also was like, well, it's already 80s. Right? Like, what are we talking about? It's already in the 80s. Bitcoin's $119,000 now.
Ridiculous.
Go to Nico. Back to you saying the crystal ball being broken. It's not.
What we say the number was, I think we had a similar number of where we think it's going to end up by the end of the year. 145 to 150.
Yeah,
Yeah.
154.
Is that what we talked about on? I can't wait to release this episode too because
Yeah.
one of my favorite for the year.
Social proof. But so Dave, I want to let you. I know you got your daddy do. I want to let you talk about your event. But before that, just talk about how you're learning about investing, the psychology, like how you might have to deal with, because these are things that you got to deal with as far as everybody has to deal with it, right? As far as not feeling like you missed the train, right? Or feeling like you might have been too late, or feeling like you didn't put enough money in, or feeling like, damn, I want to take my money out. So you, like I said, you're a great orator. So explain, like you're in a transition to become a great investor. Explain like what you've learned over the last couple of months.
What I've learned, one is that I need to learn. You know what I mean? Like it's one thing to be here on Market Mondays, it's one thing to get a text, but I need to understand what's happening. You know what I mean? I think when we had the conversation, I want to know how y'all come to this conclusion and how y'all write so often. Like, how do you see the future? Like, there's something that you're studying right now that allows you to see what's going to happen based on trends, and I want to be that. And I'm a traditional entrepreneur, meaning I can look at an idea that I'm going to have, and I can look at an outcome of what I'm going to do. But the way you all see money and how it moves is incredible. So I don't want to rely on someone telling me what to invest in. I need to learn, and I need to spend more time, honestly, sitting down and actually learning it. So that's what I've learned, honestly. I mean, I want to be able to make a call and be proud of my own call. I want to learn.
You want to be able to kill your own fish. You want to fish for yourself. I respect that. So tell me about the podcast summit, please.
Oh man, I believe podcasting is a new way of life. It's so interesting that the Clips, when they went on tour, they didn't go on a radio tour. They started going on podcasts. The president of the United States went on a podcast tour. And I believe that you can't build trust with 30 to 60 second clips. You have something to say. And outside of you growing and monetizing on YouTube, it's something to be said about doing the same thing for a very long time. To talk about the same topic 30, 45 minutes every single week, you get better at communication, period. And I do believe that World War III is imminent. I don't believe that it's not going to happen. And what we've seen historically is when those types of world events happen, people get afraid. And when they get afraid, they stay in the house. And when they stay in the house, they consume content. I don't believe that
that's a hell of a way to pitch podcasting. World War III? Yeah.
I mean, world events
is a strong word, Dave.
Hey, listen. Hey, look, come on. I'm just pulling out my crystal ball real quick. Market Mondays will see all-time highs because there are many people in the chat that have no idea how to read world events and how it affects their pocket today. And I'm just telling you, this show is going to take over the world. Nobody goes to CNN anymore. Nobody watches Kramer anymore. They're watching y'all. But when this thing happens with world events, watch what happens. Watch what happens in the live show.
You're 100% right, because during COVID, we went crazy. And then anytime Trump does something crazy, our views always go up. Like, for instance, tariffs. That's one of the biggest shows. Even the election, that was a huge show for Blackout. So you're definitely right about that.
Yeah, you can't learn with 30 to 60 second clips. It has to be long form. So I've been preaching this for a very, very long time, that long form content, people are like, well, people don't have long attention spans. That's simply not true anymore because people are looking to gather information. Look at all the creators on Twitch. They want to sit there and watch somebody they want to get to know someone. And you can't do that with short clips. So we put on Podcast Summit, and we're teaching every aspect on how to have a voice and how to leverage that voice to build whatever you want to build, whether it's a business or a brand.
And when is it? When is Podcast Summit? Who's going to be there? And how? Well, let's not even say. Let's explain Podcast Summit in like a brief introduction, and then because you gave your thesis on podcasting.
Yeah.
Explain Podcast Summit, what they're going to get, and say when is it, and like the website.
Got you. Podcast Summit is the premier podcasting conference in the world. So there's 3 people that are coming, people that want to start a podcast or start content creating, but they don't know how to do it. I need to know what type of cameras to get. How do we get David's camera to look like that? When really,
what kind of camera you got, Dave? Give us a hint.
It's a Sony FX30, but it's not the camera. It's the light. It's the lens. It's the light. I have an AMRAN 100D. If you light properly a video, you can make a camera phone look like this.
That's a gem. That's a
Hell
fact.
of a gem.
That's a gem.
So
That's
it's
the
the
gem.
person I've been wanting to start a podcast. I want to get my voice out there. I want to do what you all are doing, but I don't know how to start. So those people will be coming to Podcast Summit. The second person is maybe I have a show. I got a little bit of motion, but it doesn't seem to be growing. We're going to give you strategies on how to grow. And third are the entrepreneurs who want to build something, build a business. I believe it's going to be very, very difficult to build a personal brand without some sort of long form conversation. So we're going to teach you how to use podcasting to leverage your business. So we have 3 rooms going on. So you get to pick your own experience, whether it's, how to build out your merch brand from Tulo Ness, who's run an 8-figure business for years, or you want to have more confidence on stage. We got Kev on stage coming. We got Lauren LaRosa. I have a bunch of questions on how she gets the content that she's getting. She's an incredible researcher. So she's going to be on stage. At your leisure, the guys will be in the building. My brother Trap is going to be in the building. He has a huge show every single Tuesday, killing the game. Laterris Whitfield, if you are in the relationship space, how did he build one of the biggest relationship podcasts in the world? So there's 2 days, August 7th and 8th, podcastsummit.com. I'll see you all in Atlanta.
Dave, always a pleasure, man.
Thank you.
Thank you,
my brother.
This is impromptu.
Yes,
I know you was with your family. We didn't plan this, but I just thought it would be good for people to hear from you because, like I say, you represent the average everyday person. So I want them to kind of be encouraged and also get the perspective on all the emotions that come into investing, and go to Podcast Summit as well. So, Dave, appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Okay.
You want to talk about a super talent?
Yeah.
Dave Chance.
Shout out Dave Chance.
Super talent. Just
a good person. Great
person, genuine dude, an honest dude, a humble dude. One of my favorite people. Just to even just have conversations with, man. He's such a good guy.
Yeah, his event's next weekend. Okay, big announcement for InvestFest. Shout out to our brothers at 85 South. For the first time ever, we're making InvestFest. Okay, it started at Saturday and Sunday. Last year and this year is Friday, all day Friday.
Yep.
This year,
drum roll,
Thursday night, we will have comedy show, 85 South comedy show. Now, this is a separate satellite event, but it's in conjunction with InvestFest. 85 South comedy show, Thursday night. We're taking over the whole vibe. Get your tickets, 85south.com. The link is on InvestFest website as well. Shout out to 85 South. And then also, I'm gonna announce something. We doing a home and away. Carlos is hosting. He's hosting the comedy show because we got a bunch of other comics from the 85 South crew. And then on VIP night, for the first time ever, we're gonna have a stand-up performance. He's giving us stand-up, one-on-one stand-up.
That's fire.
Carlos Miller at VIP night. So we got Keisha Cole performing VIP night. We got Carlos Miller. I ain't gonna say.
I thought you was gonna do it. I thought you was gonna do it.
Man. So InvestFest is going crazy. Pre-sale tickets in at midnight.
Why you stop right there, man?
Pre-sale tickets in at midnight.
You gonna let the beat bill?
Also, in regards to InvestFest, shout out to our friends at Block. Block has been so gracious, man. This has been a wonderful relationship with them. Block owns Cash App, if you didn't know that. So also on Thursday, InvestFest weekend in Atlanta, The Weeknd is having a concert on the same campus as InvestFest because they're all of those buildings are right there. 10 people that buy tickets to InvestFest will get chosen to get free tickets to the Weeknd concert. Shout out to Block.
Shout out to Block
because they're sponsoring the concert. Cash App is sponsoring the concert. So it's a Cash App concert. So they're like, yo, we gonna give away 10 tickets to anybody that buys an InvestFest ticket. So,
and we can't forget about Angela.
Who?
To the pitch.
pitch competition. Yes. Angela Simmons. Angela Simmons.
No, that was a post. Yeah,
Angela Simmons has been added to the judges on the pitch competition. $125,000. Shout out to Angela Simmons. That's going to be a great vibe. Shout out to Issa Rae.
Yes.
Confirmed. Yep. Charlamagne the God has been confirmed.
Yes.
That's a good brother.
Man, we can go on and on and on, man. But yeah, that's the latest addition for updates. And I got another update for the $25,000. I'm gonna say that a little later. But
okay.
Get your tickets to InvestFest. Pre-sale tickets end at midnight tonight. You got the Cash App giveaway. We got Carlos will be doing stand-up at VIP night. 85 South is doing their own comedy show in conjunction with InvestFest Thursday. Atlanta's gonna be crazy. You got the weekend concert. You got 85 South show. You got InvestFest. It's gonna be a hell of a weekend to be in Atlanta. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, it's all week.
Prayers up to Deion Sanders.
Prayers up. Yeah, prayers up. Philip, Angela Simmons. That's what we're talking about. Angela Simmons. Angela Simmons. She'll be part of the pitch competition. She'll be a judge.
Okay. Let's talk about Trump's tariffs. He's over in I think Scotland right now.
Was it Stockholm? I thought he's in Stockholm.
No. Like Ireland. He's in Ireland.
He's in Ireland?
Yeah.
All right.
So they finalized that EU deal.
Yes.
That's done. And then he said that he's looking at broad range, like final, I think it's like 15 global. He's looking at the global tariff. So the tariff thing is the conversation that just never goes away. So how do we feel about the EU situation and his thoughts on potentially just having a flat rate tariff for the whole world?
I think the EU tariff situation is kind of been baked into the market. I feel like there hasn't been an excitement or a disappointment when it comes to tariffs anymore, just because of how much the news has come in when we're going to delay it, we're going to extend it, right. This is the final date, and then it gets extended again. We saw it happen in April, obviously pulled back, and then we saw some of the news, the excitement when, hey, we come to the table with China. That's the real trade talk we need to have, right? Which is they're in Stockholm. The president, yes, was in Ireland, but the rest of the administration is in Stockholm trying to talk to China.
And some of y'all got Stockholm syndrome.
That's a whole nother. Why, man?
Well timed though, but go ahead, Trey. You got it.
So even the news was announced this weekend, right? You would have thought when the markets opened today, we probably would have saw the Dow rise. We would have saw all of the indexes rise. We kind of didn't see that, even though this is big news. When we talked about companies like ASML, we saw them rise today because them being a European company. Obviously, how tariffs could affect it if it was 30%, what that meant to the semiconductor space. And it was kind of like a lackluster response. It wasn't a great response. It wasn't a negative response. It was kind of like, okay, right? Like people are just kind of getting used to this idea of like, hey, if the tariffs are going to be in place, let's see how we maneuver. Let's see how our bottom line is going to be affected. And let's go on with business.
Yeah, I think all the concerns around tariffs are priced in. Given that things may change, sentiment may change. His sentiment with the country may change. It doesn't have the same effect that it did in April. I think it's priced in, and I think most companies know and most investors know someone's going to waffle on the agreement, and it's a non-factor. And that's why I say regardless of wars, famine, World War III, Gulf War, trade agreements, Brexit, like the great companies are going to find a way to reinvent themselves to continuously go up. And that's why it's important to hold. Because I even know people who was like, well, I'm going to build a tariff trading strategy. I'm like, it doesn't, outside of April that week, unless you were going long when the market bottomed out that first week of April, the strategy doesn't even matter anymore. Like we've hit past all, like we have to readjust the S&P target for end of year higher. No one gives a damn about the tariffs.
Oppenheimer just raised their year-end target to 7,100.
Yep.
Right. When you think about the only sector, and when we were talking about what should we do in terms of tariffs, that really just took off was defense tech. And we've been big on defense tech for the past year when we talked about Palantir coming into the year. But defense tech has been great, and it's still great. Yeah. So if you had like a popular strategy or you were trying to short anything,
mistake.
And
historically, it's a mistake to short the stock market because what you're saying is that my capital, however much, is going to outperform pension funds, fund of funds, mutual funds, and index funds long term. There's trillions of dollars going in when majority of funds, this is really important to know, majority of funds are long only funds, meaning they're betting on the asset going higher. Burry gets a lot of credit for the Big Short. It was 515%. That was amazing back then. If I do 515% in a quarter, I am pissed. You're going the wrong way. Hold, put in chat, hold for the long term. That's all that crystal ball broke. I'm like, bro, I was free when I got here. Like, let's stop arguing. The goal should be 10,000% in 10,000 shares. All the conjecture, all that potting and live streaming, that shit don't pay no, except Joe. This shit don't pay no money. All the money is in the holding the asset. The real gatekeeping is you not holding for 5 to 10 years. That's the real gatekeep. Will you hold an app, even creators or those who are in the creator economy? What should I invest in? Apple and Google, who owns YouTube. There's nothing else to invest in until Twitch or whoever. Eddie and Ross want them to go public. Until then, Apple and Google. There's nothing fucking else to buy. Hold for the long term.
Hold for the long term. I just did a maneuver talking about the stocks. I said 5,000 was my, you said 10,000. I said 5,000 was my goal for NVIDIA. And I kind of, people were like, well, why is it 5,000? I'm like, well, 5,000 is a number for me. Obviously, if you understand how to do options, you can sell calls at once you have 100 shares. But I wasn't thinking in terms of options. I was thinking in terms of the UPMA account that I have for my kids, right? So I can transfer those 1,000 shares to each one of them, right? So if we're looking at NVIDIA was trading at $175 right now, right? 1,000 shares in Christian's account, 1,000 shares in Jordan's account. They each have 175,000 today. What will they have in
7 years?
Yeah, when it's time for them to go to college, or if they decide to go to college, there's probably maybe 500,000 just waiting, just in NVIDIA shares, let alone any other shares in the portfolio. But that's how we're thinking of it when we're talking about get shares accumulation. Yeah, it's cool to have it for us, but these things that can be passed down, they can be put into accounts for generation, and they never have to sell it. They don't. It's there. They don't have to sell it, or they may say, "Hey, I might sell 200 shares just to have portion of it." But at least they have it as an option, y'all. We got to start thinking long term here.
And to give Shane's credit, I know he wanted to go in with 50,000, and he did less. But you can't paper trade your way to freedom. I know a lot of people that sit on the sidelines and be like, well, what about this? And I want to know every macro decision on earth before they make it, and they never get going. Shout out to Ty if you listen to you. I know one who's been paper traded for 10 years. Like, you have to put the money into the market to actually learn the lesson. And we all go through the trader cycle. If you go in, it works, you're elated, you're the smartest person on earth, you dip, you're like, how the fuck did it dip when I got in, God? And he did the right thing and not looking every day, because you're looking to hold long term, and it goes back up in your favor. You do 8 of those in a 3 or 4 year period, you'll change your life forever.
Yeah, you're gonna take. I'm glad he put the money in, and I'm glad that a lot of people who've been watching me putting, because you have to feel that emotion. Like, it's one thing for him to tell a story, and I tell a story, Ian tells a story, but like when it's your money and you go through that motion, a couple of things are gonna happen. Like, you know what? I'm built for this. I understand what happened. I trust in my investment. I trust in my research. I'm not moving anywhere. I understand what my threshold is if I go down a loss. Oh, that can happen to me again. But what did I learn from it so it doesn't? Right? So like that, you got to feel all these emotions, because once those are all out the way, then you understand, like, oh, we're sticking to our strategy because it works.
Absolutely. And that's where you get all your, every lesson I learned came during the loss. Write it down. Maybe I bought too high. Maybe I bought off of someone else's sentiment. Maybe I bought off of standard RSI, and that's not the real level to work at. What is the catalyst? Is like a great thing to know is, what is the catalyst to make the stock go up in 3 to 9 months? Not my feel. When are the orders from Saudi for NVIDIA's chips going to come in? It helps.
Yeah.
It helps.
Take a picture of it.
Yeah.
I got the picture. Can I show it to you? You ever seen this? I don't think I've ever seen you.
What?
I took a picture of my loss. You see it? Yo, not because I just wanted to see, like, yo, damn. Okay. This is somebody's house.
For sure.
This is one day. What are you going to do? Are you going to retreat? Are you going to stick to like, you know what? I trust what I did.
I'm gonna stick to my plan.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick to the plan. We don't see that come back.
Yep.
4 or 5x.
Hit the like button and share.
Don't share that amount though.
Okay, so let's talk about this because QQQ. I've been talking about QQQ for a long time. We all have raised the good tidings of QQQ. Invest with Invesco. Invesco will be at in InvestFest.
Absolutely.
To do a workshop. Also, Black Rock.
Might have heard of them.
Oh. #1 asset manager in the world. Black Rock
on Earth
will be at InvestFest for a workshop. Fidelity Investments will be at InvestFest for a workshop. Block will be at InvestFest for a full 360 offering. Stay tuned. Stay tuned alert. It's not a fluke. We're bringing you top 5. You know, there's a Fortune 500. There's a Fortune 5.
Yeah.
You got all of them. We bring in the Fortune 5.
Where do you go after #1?
It's not a fluke. That's what I'm saying. Y'all wanna play games and listen to the slander. Black people's biggest enemy is black people.
We can't do that today. It's a minor few.
It's a minor few that spreads. You always going to get destroyed by your own people internally. That's just a fact. Look at Martin, look at Malcolm.
Can I play God's advocate? True. But they got taken out by entities that were not run by us.
And they had problems with people that look just like them. Everybody champions them now.
Love.
Yep. Just
they wasn't celebrated when they was alive.
Yeah, it was a lot of pushback. But this is my post-Mexico glow. I'm in peace, love, and harmony. It is what it is.
WCW.
For real. Got the air bitch off.
Women Crush
Wednesday.
Dash. Shout out to Sting.
For real.
Shout out to Alice Good Energy.
Alice,
yeah, shout out to Alex, my guy.
Alice on the check-in. 6,000 on the check-in. Still the biggest. Y'all want to make think pieces. EYL fell off. Their viewership is down 87%. You know, you're broke. You're still broke. You got enough time to do an analytics 87%. We getting 7,000 people to watch a live stream talking about stocks. And we have a New York Times bestseller. We bring 40,000 people. You wanna create things that's not even there, and then you wonder why you can't get out the basement.
Oh, your mother's house.
You want to play games, but this money ain't no joke
at all. And inflation is going higher and higher.
This is true. So I want to talk about a company, Ian.
QQQ. Let's get back to the QQQ.
I was gonna go there.
These are my thoughts only.
I was going there.
QQQ.
Yeah.
Has one. It was $111 10 years ago. It's at $569
after hours right now.
Yeah.
Crazy. All-time highs.
QQQ ETF is crazy.
QQQ represents, that's one of the safest plays you can possibly do.
And it's equally weighted when you look inside of the holdings inside of QQQ. If you're nervous about investing in individual equities, you can get all the Max 7 in there at a 10% equity. You see Meta, you see Apple, you see NVIDIA, all at 10%. And it's based on technology. And if we look at the economy, right? I mean, if you might have to be sleeping under a rock if you don't realize that every company here has to have a technological component. And if they don't have AI inside of that component, they're going to get left behind.
The companies inside of QQQ, for people that may not be familiar, they just joined recently. So QQQ is a technology ETF,
entire holdings,
NASDAQ, and it has all of the major. While he's looking, I know some off the top of my head.
Yeah, I mean, we can
Microsoft,
pick one. Yes.
Apple,
yes.
NVIDIA,
yes,
for sure.
AMD,
yes.
TSM,
yes.
Google,
yeah.
Amazon,
yeah.
Netflix. Is Netflix in QQQ?
Yes.
Lower weighting, yeah.
Yeah, they're not at the 10%.
Tesla. So this is why I believe in QQQ so much, because I feel like, okay, if technology is going to do what, all right, the world runs on tech.
For sure.
So
there you go.
Yeah,
Everything.
yeah.
Add Broadcom to that, Amazon to that.
If the world runs, and Meta.
Meta.
The world runs on tech.
Yep.
And they change out companies based off of their performance as well. So they have the ability to add or subtract. So why would you not want to invest in a tech all-star team? That's the tech all-star team.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
That's how I look at it. It's a tech all-star team. Me personally, I put a substantial amount of my money into QQQ and my son's account into QQQ as well, because I just feel like it's the
easiest wins.
It's the safest bet. It's the safest bet. Having said that, and technology has led, and technology is on fire.
And it's going to continue to lead.
Is there a pullback coming? Is there concern? Is it overpriced? Is it overhyped?
To be honest, not just because of their involvement with InvestFest, but I think they've done one of the best jobs of managing their portfolio. If you go look at the since inception chart, the only bad year they had performance-wise was 2022. And then also you got to factor in expense ratio, 0.2%, and the dividend yield is 0.5%. The 52-week low was 402.39. The high is 569.04, 22% growth. This is an ETF. The standard norm for ETFs is like 7 to 11. They're getting you damn near a quarter, 25% return year over year. And it's the safest, fast moving ETF that there is in the market. Like, this was not even an option to think about 6 years ago. Could I have exposure to tech, little drawdown, maximum upside? So is a pullback coming? A pullback happens every day, every week. But if I can get it at a price around 535, I will be elated to get in at that price. And by end of year, it should be at 634.22, which is crazy to think about.
I like the word that you used there, and safe is the key word. Somebody asked about XLK, which is another technology ETF. Slight difference in the allocation. Like I said, it's more equal weighted inside of QQQ. The allocation changes, which is cool.
Which is important.
Yeah, I remember 3 years ago when we were doing a show, it was Apple and it was Microsoft. If you look at the top two allocations now, and they were higher, right? The allocation for Apple was at 21% and Microsoft was at 20%. Yeah. So that's 40% of the ETF was relying on those two at the time. That makes a lot of sense. Present day, NVIDIA leads that ETF and that 15%, Microsoft at 14%. So you can see they haven't had as much weight. They made some adjustment. Third is Apple at 11%. So we're talking about going from 21 down to 11. But then you start to see some of these other networking components inside of AI, inside of it. Broadcom is in there, Oracle's in there, Palantir is in there. So if you're thinking about, hey, I want to invest in these companies, but I'm not sure, ETF is always going to be the best way and the safest way.
Sure.
So you're still bullish on technology?
1,000%.
Technology has been running America since 1902.
America runs on Duncan.
America runs on tech. In fact, and AI is, they said this is the new arms race. This is the new arms race. Who is going to lead it? We obviously see who the leader is now. But if you listen to what everybody said and if you read enough research, this is 1994 of the internet.
But the companies are exceptional.
That's the
like this the part. Like, to give a hoop analogy, like NVIDIA, AMD, TSM, they are the Jordans but better. The .com bust that happened, Pets.com, AOL, Time Warner falling apart. These companies could not sniff ASML or TSM. Yeah. This is probably the greatest collection of publicly traded tech companies in the history of America.
I mean, their valuations will tell you that. I'm using the comparison to 94 in terms of like how early we still are.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
How early, because we're still early. We're still relatively early.
And I will say this about tech too. The pitch competition, Paul Judge, $125,000 pitch competition. The winner, we have Angela Simmons. We have 2 Chainz, and we have Jaylen Brown. Okay, there's been a question in the chat as far as I spoke to Paul. Next week, he will start reaching out to people, the finalists. So don't get discouraged if you haven't heard anything back yet, but do check your email. Starting next week, his team is going to reach out to, I think they're picking 50 finalists, and they're going to set up like one-on-one calls with the and then they're going to narrow that down to 5 people by the time InvestFest comes. So if you don't hear, like let's say InvestFest comes and you haven't heard, obviously you didn't get picked, but still don't be discouraged. I mean, that doesn't mean that you're not a great entrepreneur. It doesn't mean that you don't have a good business. You can only pick a certain amount of people, right? Keep going. There's going to be more opportunities for you, but I don't think they actually started reaching out yet. Next week is the big week. So check your emails. Please check.
Don't let this go to spam.
Please check your emails.
On the 125 on the line? No way.
$125,000 pitch competition.
No way.
To a very deserving entrepreneur, I'm sure.
And if you don't get picked, a great idea is to find ways to help those that did win the pitch competition. Too often we focus, if we don't win, we don't want others to win. You have to help those that are ahead of you get further ahead so that you can then be brought in. There's a lot of assets, and if I see a great business, I'll break out 125 for you. If the business is amazing, you have to be prepared at all times because you never know who you're going to run into. But oftentimes, if you don't get seen, and this partnership is a prime example. Hey, Rashad said, "Hey, show, yo, I got an idea, yo, let's do it."
Hand raise emoji,
and it works by offer, but you have to come in looking to help. If you don't get picked, reach out to every person who is in the pitch competition and find a way to use your skill set to help them win. I promise you there's going to be some money that flows to you.
There's going to be some money. There's going to be some money.
And for the one person who says it doesn't work, we do it on this show every week for free.
Proof of concept. Proof of concept.
Speaking of proof of concept, if you want to know where to get in, where to get out, want to know what stocks to invest in, go to ianinvest.com and join Red Panda. If I made you money, please put yes in chat. I am one of the few people who caught NVIDIA early on. Shout to Elwin, shout to Juan, shout to Taj, shout to P. Love you all dearly. 3 different prices on each stock: load to boat, swing trade price, and quick entry price. If you never want to know where to invest in the companies that are going to run the future, that are going to make you financially free, please join Red Panda.
Yeah, that's the beauty of this thing, right? We're giving information and people are using it and they're giving other people that information. Like this is a unique time we live in, y'all.
For sure.
This has never happened before. That's what makes it so special. But you're right. There is true. So like, I know they're like, yo, Shotty's upset. What did happen to him? Like, no, what he's saying feels harsh. Okay, I get it. But there's truth to it. At some point, what happens when you come on Monday and there's no show?
And it's going to be abrupt too, like how WCW went out of business. It's going to be real abrupt. Hey, y'all, it's been real.
Or no InvestFest. Like there's a guy who was a quote unquote successful black man, but I don't really consider you successful just because you went to Ivy League school or you work in Wall Street. Because what have you done for black people? These are the same people that worked that was worth hundreds of millions of dollars and never gave back to the community, looked down on the vast majority of black people for their whole entire life.
Gatekeep like hell. Yep.
Yeah, you know, his name will remain nameless for now, but he's hating. And it's one of these things of like, why would you hate on InvestFest? We've curated something that never happened before. Like I said, there's 20,000 people that's coming and get educated. There's 300 vendors that's making a lot of money. There's 20 food trucks that's making a lot of money. We're giving away $125,000 live on stage. We're going to talk about another $25,000. We done had giveaways. We done bringing kids. We brought 150 kids from the Bronx that never even traveled to Atlanta ever in their life. We bringing them to Atlanta, Georgia to be inspired. We done, like, why would you criticize or hate on something like that because you didn't think of it? You had an opportunity. And I'm not even talking about I'm not talking about a social media influencer. I'm talking about somebody that's actually quote unquote supposed to be at the highest level of business. These are things that you don't see. This is why I'm frustrated. This is that we got to deal with every day. These people are supposed to be upstanding black people. Only thing that they want to do is get up a ladder and kick it down.
Yep.
And I
be the
see
only
it
black
firsthand
person in the white rooms.
times. The
Burn it
only
down.
thing that they want to do is be the only black person surrounded by white people.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it multiple times.
Yep. And don't y'all go loving Kendrick kicking in Drake back all fucking year and ask why Rashad mad. Sorry.
Before you hate, help.
For sure. And to give context, when I was going to conferences before InvestFest, all those conferences cost $7,000 to $15,000
On the low end.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't see 50,000 per day.
Easily.
Per day.
X told us that.
Per day.
About milking. Like, we giving you $250. We giving you all day workshops Friday, all day Saturday, all day Sunday. Y'all want to talk about fucking Furnesse's Club did a live podcast? I didn't know he was fucking running a PPP fraud. He did a podcast. He didn't even speak on the stage. That's the one thing that you want to highlight. Think about that. But that speaks to the ignorance, and that speaks to the psychological trauma that we went through. We done gave you 5 years of impeccable shit, and you want to look at one. You're going to study somebody's flaws to find one little thing. Look at yourself. Look how many flaws you have in yourself. We're giving people opportunities. So so we won't give nobody opportunity no more. Then I can't predict what somebody's going to do 3 years in the future, right? But these would be the same people that say you gatekeeping. Give a young black entrepreneur a chance. Give him a shot. He got a podcast. Put him on the stage, right? Right. So which one is it?
Talking that talk. Speaking of messing up, Tesla fumbled on missed delivery targets, but then rebounded. What does that say about the roller coaster? And do you believe in Elon's roadmap for the future?
I think Elon has done something very important. We started out as an EV company, and that worked for a while. And then it became a tech company, and that has worked for a while. And now he's going with, it's the world's largest real-world AI lab. that is the company line. He has changed it from all those things to now this is the world's largest AI lab. You saw the deal last night.
Samsung. I got to give him credit. Impressive.
Which is important when you start to question, well, why Samsung? Well, in the GPU space, obviously NVIDIA is the dominant factor, but their partnership is with TSM. And so Samsung's main competitor is TSM, right? In terms of manufacturing. Well, people have talked about America First. That has been the initiative for the administration. And so you look at where Samsung is building their fabs, right? Where we talk about TSM's fabs in Arizona. Look at where Samsung's building their fabs. Texas. Where's Tesla building their next headquarters? Texas. They want Samsung to build specifically and directly for them. And that's what's happened. It's going to add capital to obviously Samsung's bottom line. It's going to help them do something very specific. And it takes a client away from their biggest competitor, which is the world's biggest competitor. I don't know if we can even call them a competitor, but it does take away that one client. Will they get other clients? We'll see, right? They're so dominant on what they do, what they're going to have to do for Tesla. Will they have time to add other hyperscalers to their space? We don't know. But yeah, he's changed it. He's changed it again, y'all.
And half decade point, even though I used to be on pineapple juice on this energy, I like Rashad getting that shit shoddy mode. Elon is close to being it's predicted in 9 years he'd be worth $1 trillion. Back to my point last week. He's still working this hard, worth $500 billion day and night. From the person that working Tesla, my little connect, boy, he in there 6-7 days a week going crazy. It is not the time to be playing and listening to nonsense. And once old boy gets out of office, inflation gonna go up even more. That's the other part. For the Bitcoin maxis, you have to start to look at what they have, right? Look at what interest rates are projected to be by 2035. They're slowly eroding all movement that we make. We collectively get in real estate, stocks, crypto, and all of a sudden inflation take off to the moon. And now there are no more houses for 240 grand in most major cities. 250 is over with.
So how he gets to the trillion is the big bet. And that's why Samsung having them work directly for them. It's the automation and it's robotics. And so if they can get the automation right with the robo taxis, then this is the gateway. Like this is the thing, right? So they've changed the company line and people have been with them for it. Obviously, all right, we're not EV anymore, but we can see the future in automation. All right, we're not just a tech company, and it's not just charging stations, and it's not the batteries. It's the future innovation. Well, the future innovation is it's on the clock.
Yep, and he just got to hold on enough to be able to exit to Starlink, which is the real business. He just needs to hold on enough. It's like you're on an okay team. Tesla's a B- C+ company right now. Starlink is A++.
Is Starlink more valuable? There's a question, hypothetical. Is it more valuable if Tesla gets this right, which they could get it right? This will take them to $1 trillion. Their market cap, they'll finally get to $1 trillion. You think Starlink is more valuable even if they get it right with automation?
Tesla, Scottie Pippen in 94.
That's MVP.
Starlink is 92 Jordan. He will be able to provide flawless connectivity in parts of the world that have no broadband connection. Think of how much market, and with AI, or the deal he did with NVIDIA, now Samsung. If he just makes an app store on Starlink for creators of some sort and gets 20%, like how Apple does, think of the economy he creates and just giving global 4G and 5G speed just to Africa.
This is true, but this is the part that is a little tricky. Trust comes into it, right?
For sure.
And so in order to get some of these contracts, he has to work with governments of different countries. Based on what we've seen with the relationship of the leader of this, proposed leader of this country, what does that say for future relationships with other countries?
I think he's going to learn from this prior fuck up that he had. Remember when I used to go crazy and then be like, "Ooh, hold on, well, this ain't working. I'm going to come in and be nice. Go to Mexico. Lo siento. Por favor, I'll be better."
Mexico has changed you.
To the moon. Then you come in and be nice. I want to give. He gonna do what Gates did. I want to give back to the continent. I took so much and I learned, and look how America treated me. I want to come back and give to the motherland, and it's gonna work. They're in Australia, and I'm gonna get mad too, and then not me, but Elon, and I'm gonna go to China or North Korea, or I'm gonna find some spots. You think he built a global satellite system and not figured out what spots to go to that partnership with? He just has to learn. And Rashad, you taught me this: diplomacy. Just sit on your hands and shut up. We're in London. Just shut up for the win. Okay, cool. 4 corners. Got you.
King Ross, Starlink is not publicly traded yet.
Not yet.
There's no ticker.
And his motivation is Sam stole OpenAI from me.
And now Mark stole from him. See how that works?
What goes around comes around.
There you go.
What's the deal with Apple's earnings?
I hope that Mexico's made me a kinder person. I hope that given the new strategic direction that Apple is going in, and they are making some headwinds in AI, I hope that earnings are strong. Will Amazon's be better? Possibly. Will Microsoft's be better? Yes. Meta's better. I think they'll be stable, but I think the world is waiting for their fully developed plan for AI. I know they're in talks with maybe acquiring or partnering with a couple. They haven't hit the home run yet. I think they've gotten some base hits, but I think the fourth quarter earnings is really going to be telling, because now it's at a point where AI is so integral and the excitement is not in the phones, is going to have to come from the software and AI side. Hello to everyone at HQ. I love y'all dearly.
There's no home runs in this quarter.
Basic, double at best.
Singles. Let's just stay in this consolidation level. There's no big news coming. And typically, we wait for the product release in September, and we can count on that product, and it can push into the end of third quarter earnings, and it could catapult into the fourth quarter in terms of holiday season and people purchasing that product. But there is no product, bro. I don't hear anyone talking about the new iPhone.
No one. And when I was
Nothing.
saying it 2 years
I
ago,
haven't heard.
that was crazy. No one
And,
wants it.
and September is the life cycle of the next one. I don't know. Let's just consolidation would be a win.
And it's one of the few tech stocks from April that did not have a tremendous bounce. They got to 169 in the week of March 31. They're currently at 214. April 8th week. They're currently at 214. They're one of the few tech stocks. Like AMD went up 120% from April.
Right.
AMD is another company they could have bought. DJI, another company which would have fit right into their ecosystem years ago, have not bought. But I do think the same way that Meta had that fall and misstep in not investing in certain things and investing to the metaverse, I do think Tim Cook is slowly making that turn to figure out what to invest in.
Yeah, the China numbers will be important. If it's not going to be new innovation, we'll see how much they're selling there. Huawei has become number one again this quarter, which doesn't bode well. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Thursday. If you're circling your calendar, Thursday is the day. I actually wrote down the earnings reports dates. So we got Thursdays for Amazon, Thursdays for Apple, Coinbase reports, Cloudflare, CVS, Robux, Roku, MasterCard, all companies we talked about. Tomorrow we got Visa, Spotify, Starbucks. Wednesday, Meta, Microsoft, Vertiv, Robinhood, ARM. It's a big week, man.
Yes, it's a big week.
It's a big week.
Even Coinbase creating the Base app may not be a home run. I do like the attempt at innovation to keep people on their platform longer and target different audiences. I even think Apple probably should have acquired Twitch, since you don't have a social media streaming platform. It's a cheap buy. It's a cheap buy. You have to deploy the capital at some point.
We are not. I used to circle the calendar for the earnings report.
Basuda.
November. I'm sorry, not November. August 28th. August 28th. Circle your calendars. NVIDIA will be having their earnings. August 28th.
Blockbuster. Blockbuster.
28th.
Now I do want to say big shout out to good people at Bevel. So what they're doing is that, and they did it last year as well. They're giving away $25,000 to a business now. The key is that it's a vendor inside the vendor marketplace at InvestFest. If you're a vendor at InvestFest, you can go to investfest.com/Bevel Grant. I think the link is on the website as well, InvestFest, and just apply. It's as simple as that. Is if you're a vendor at InvestFest, you could apply, and somebody's gonna get chosen for $25,000. Shout out to Bevel for empowering the next generation of entrepreneurs.
27th. I'm sorry, NVIDIA is the 27th. They moved it up a day.
So yeah, get that grant money, bloom and blossom. And somebody asked, when does InvestFest start? Friday at 10 o'clock in the morning is when it officially starts, but Thursday is when you should actually get your credentials. Thursday is the check-in day, and then programming starts at 10 o'clock on Friday.
Perfect. I get a virtual hug, my brother.
Hug emojis. Hug emoji and chat.
My dog. The other part, not to complain, but it is heartbreaking to hear some of the criticism, seeing the landscape, knowing that there were people who could have helped our community and who chose not to. That's the frustration and I've been there. 22, I was 21, I was there. The frustration is there's a lot of gatekeeping behind the scenes that you guys never will see or hear about because they don't want y'all to have this information. Yeah,
wise man told us that. He's out on the top of the hills and he's looking back, trying to tell everyone what is forthcoming. And sometimes people will listen and sometimes people will climb up the hill and try to push them off. But the one thing that we realize is that, yes, there are gatekeepers, but they left an avenue for us to now say, all right, well, when we get to that point, we're going to be different. So we're going to create a new path. So they do what they're going to do, and we're going to continue to do what we do. That's why I said purpose moves in silence and purpose moves on a mission. So let's just keep doing that.
Yep. And to the person who said name drop, pray for the brother because I don't want to bring too much attention to his name. Everything is not to be talked about on public record because that's what makes you an enemy of the state. As a brother has a great technology and now he's fighting oil and gas and trying to be okay. Everything is not for the interweb. There's real people out here that are sent from different His mother's birthday coming up, man. He frustrated. No,
She's not gonna be happy about this.
shout to mama.
She's not gonna be happy about
Shout to all
it.
of mama and everybody who preach and everyone who prays for us and thank you for real.
And yes, the InvestFest vendors, the $25,000 giveaway is for InvestFest vendors. So if you're a vendor at InvestFest, you can apply, and somebody's going to get $25,000.
Yeah,
simple as that. Let's talk. Is this the golden age of crypto?
I mean, worldwide, yeah. Well, once they got their hands into it, and whoever they is, y'all think they is cool, but the adoption for sure, given the institutional love that they now have for it, I think is one of the some people will argue that the 2010 through 2018 era was the golden era, but I do think in terms of global adoption, this is definitely it. And if anything saves our economy, economists won't say it and banks won't say it, but crypto has helped keeping a lot of banks and institutions afloat. That's why the stablecoin thing was so important. A lot of losses that they're going to mask, and they're now hedging with crypto to get them out of their losses they've been sitting on for 3 and 4 years, and nobody said. When Silicon Valley Bank went under, you think they was the only one who were negative? They're just the one they let die. And then all the venture money left out of Web3, and all the banks adjusted and heard what the internet was saying and then invested into crypto. I'm not telling you what I think. I was in the meeting with them.
Well, they said that Trump, like 60% of his net worth now is tied to crypto. And so the majority of his net worth is tied to crypto. That's pretty telling.
That's telling.
That's telling. So, but yeah, somebody said if they not until they put in 401k, yeah, that's definitely the next iteration.
What did they say? Say it again.
Not until it's put into 401ks. Okay. That's definitely the next iteration.
Right
That's gonna be major when Bitcoin is allowed to be put in 401k allocations. That's gonna be major. And let's get some questions too. If we can get some questions from chat. If y'all got some questions, put some questions in before we head out of here. Because we all live, so definitely would like to take a few questions if we can.
Yeah, I think it's gold. Yeah, I'm with you in terms of golden age.
Shout out to M-Block said we forgot you used to be going crazy.
Yeah, while we waiting. Yeah. When you talk about mass adoption, when we talk about large pullback, we haven't seen those things.
Well, let's talk about. Can we talk about United Healthcare? Somebody says, with United Healthcare reporting earnings tomorrow and the amount of revenue they generate, why do you think it still hasn't rebounded from its lows?
Okay.
You want to start?
Morally, United Healthcare is the closest thing I've seen to Bear Stearns in their space. Morally, they are uninvestable. The employees who work there, there's some amazing employees and amazing talent there. But the way that company has been ran the last 5 or 6 years, I don't even know how they're still listed publicly as a stock. And I won't even touch on the trial with that, but just the way the claims have been handled, the business has been handled, and the thing that is true of the stock market, you can hide your nefarious ways of doing business for a long time. You can't do that for 10 to 20 years and no one uncovers it. A short seller is going to uncover it. A competitive hedge fund is going to find out. I just think that it's one of the last companies that is evil in nature that is still have been allowed to thrive, and I think the world is just catching on. But the stock is uninvestable. Like, just to think, last year was at 630.73, and now it's 282. No,
I'm not going anywhere near it. I'm not. So, yeah, because somebody asked, what about an option play on VHT or Lilly? What about the healthcare sector? UH, I'm not touching at all. Yeah, I don't care if their earnings was right now. Last week, you saw the report that the Department of Justice is investigating their medical care billing practices. You've obviously seen the whole healthcare space kind of take a hit. I'm not touching this. I wouldn't go near this if I'm you. If you're into puts,
Leave it alone.
this would be something that might attract you. I'm not going at Lily. I'm already in. I got a 700 call out to 2026, and so obviously we talked about Lily on here all the time. Love Lily. Another one in the healthcare space that I've talked about, and it's kind of been like one of these slow creepers, but they'll be reporting is CVS. I've been saying CVS for months now. So I would look or I would put it on my watch list for sure. They're going to be reporting this week as well, and so Lilly and CVS. Obviously, I have the Lilly, but I would put that on my watch list for sure.
And even with Lilly, amazing management, amazing drug development. The price of the stock at 808. I know they don't want to split it, but the drug space is having an issue of having to compete against him and hers. And when inflation is so high, costs are so high for citizens, you're going to have to develop a low price carrier or Cuban, or somebody's going to beat you to it.
Yeah, you got to figure out who's going to.
You have to figure out
at a prescription number where it could be prescribed, because the $1,200 a month thing is just not sustainable for a lot of people. And then
even when Trump, out of all people, Trump put on Truth Social the other day, even in other countries, why is the same pill costing 7 and 8 times as much as it does here? When the president starts to make a case against an American company, it's not good. Like, okay, even for that CEO to pass, it's not his fucking company. He got killed in public.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how bad things have to be for them to let that happen? Go chat. How many American CEOs since 1900 have been killed publicly?
Somebody, Jason.
CoreWeave.
I was just gonna say
CoreWeave. They've asked about CoreWeave.
People keep it. Know what I'll do? I'll put something together for CoreWeave. Next week, I'll put out a full blown out breakdown of CoreWeave, the business model, what we saw, what I'm seeing while we're waiting 6 months. It's pulled back nicely here. Just be patient with it. Just be patient. It has a use case for sure. It's partnered with NVIDIA. They own 20% of the company. They're renting out or leasing the GPUs. It's a model that makes sense. All right. But let's just be patient with it. I'll put it all together for you. I promise.
Yeah.
The Invest Fast itinerary will be out next week. Somebody said with stocks hitting all-time highs, how do you still feel that 2027 crash is coming?
And when does Trump get out of office?
2028,
yeah,
I think. No,
he got
inaugurated 2025.
So
January
2029.
And historically, and during Republican seasons of elections or presidential runs, when do they start to have a tapering off effect based on his last presidency? And it's going to be a big fight between Elon, Peter Thiel, and that JD Vance camp who wants him to be next. Now, will NVIDIA crash? No. Mm-hmm. Will the collective market see a restructuring and reimagining? Yes, because now you got to make room for OpenAI.
That will be here.
For OpenAI to be a leader, a global equity leader, somebody's going to have to die. It happened. So in order for Microsoft to flourish and Apple to flourish, Intel and it had to have a correction. And money had to flow out of Intel into AMD, into NVIDIA, and into Apple. That's why you see Meta, which is brilliant, to put these billions of dollars and say, we're not a social media company. We are a preeminent AI company.
They will be here. They will be here. NVIDIA will be here. Bitcoin will be here. Broadcom will be. They will be here.
Sure. If Apple doesn't make this move, it's going to be tough. That's why you started to see them little rounds on CNBC, and that board said, hey, you may need to go to church, like I said a year ago.
Yeah, something needs to happen.
App loving.
That's solid.
That's part of Kramer's new what do you call it?
Park. It's a great name. I'm mad I didn't think of it. I wouldn't have led with that A, but App Loving is a solid company. It's just not an A tier. To me, A tier is NVIDIA and the real, when it becomes public, Microsoft, Broadcom. They're not in that ilk. They are a B minus company.
Should we be afraid of the unintended consequences of Bitcoin?
Such as?
Yeah.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Unintended consequences. Yeah, what does that mean? I guess
The Bitcoin millionaires running around?
what's the what would you say the unintended consequences of Bitcoin is?
That is going to totally reimagine and restructure what mutual funds and index funds look like. If I'm a 60 or 55-year-old money manager, and it's one of the things I'm talking about in InvestFest, all the great companies give a promise that sounds like a scam from a founder that is incredibly trustworthy. If I told you 15 years ago I can get you 85% return in the market, you would have said I was Madoff Jr. Bitcoin does that. NVIDIA can do that. No one, for as much flack, for the average retail investor, the 60-40 portfolio split is fucking dead. No one, it's a dead man walking. No one wants it. It's not a source of protection. It's not a hedge if you have $5 to $6 million, because the bond market continues to rotate down and no one will give a real answer as to why.
But then also another unintended consequence is that this is going. Okay, people are getting the amount of crypto that's getting stolen is alarming
for sure.
And nobody's talking about that. As far as all the Bitcoin enthusiasts, like, you got to have some level of that. Has to be concerning.
Security.
It has to be concerning. Like, this is something that's pretty unprecedented as far as how much money is just going missing,
and how many people are being put in danger
for it. Right. We saw somebody held hostage over their ledger.
For sure.
For days.
And that's why sometimes when people get to showing off their account, I'm like, be very careful with that. Because some people in Philadelphia and Atlanta and Chicago that wait 9 months.
Sit on information. I
on you, bro.
Pause. When you said nah, pause.
Cowgirl. Give me the crypto keys, not your passwords. I know you got it. What?
Reverse cowgirl. That's crazy. How do you tell? I mean, when we were talking to the real Vlad at the Robinhood conference, we were talking about this 20 to 30 year old age range being the new advanced trader. I wonder, as they start taking careers and 401ks a part of like the job benefits, how do you tell them that you don't have Bitcoin in the portfolio? In a mutual fund? It's going to be tough. I would imagine they hear that and say, I don't need you. I'll do this myself.
Because if you can't at least double what they're able to do on their own,
right?
What's the benefit? And then the expense ratio to them is nil to be able to do it on their own. And the one thing you can't ignore that Bitcoin put on mainstream as the devaluation and destruction of the dollar. You don't have to agree with Michael Saylor. Cool. The value of the dollar dropping, we can feel it. I know we've talked to more people that are making 300, 400, 500,000, but bro, I feel broke. That's because of the destruction of the dollar.
That's a fact.
Can't argue with that. There are people that are making 1.2 and they were like, I can't say nothing because I'm the one in my family who made it. But the few people that I'm helping tuition, I got a dream car and I'm investing and I'm damn near at the same ratio that I was when I was making 80,000 working corporate. That's because of the death of the dollar.
That's a fact. The death of the dollar. The death of the dollar. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think this has been an educational show.
For sure.
Per usual.
Hopefully you guys learned something. Get your tickets to InvestFest. Pre-sale prices in tonight, midnight. With 85 South show. Day before InvestFest, weekend concert. Damn, that's gonna be. You gotta go to both. Gotta go to both.
Yeah, that's tough.
Shout out to Cash App. They're giving away tickets to the weekend. Anybody that buys an InvestFest ticket, man, I just thought about that.
That's Thursday night.
Thursday.
You can do both. You're not coming on till like
where's the weekend at?
I would assume the Georgia, the Falcons playing.
or State
Mercedes?
Farm Arena?
No, he's not State Farm. He's
Nah,
80,000. He's 80,000.
The Weekend?
Hell yeah.
On short Weekend
Hell
and
yeah.
Megastar. We met. Yep.
No, I know
Him
he's
and the
a
boy, like,
I know he's a
Yo.
mega. I know he's a megastar.
Yeah.
Is he? So he's at Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Let me look it up. I would assume, yeah.
Mercedes-Benz across the street from InvestFest.
Exactly.
for sure.
Beyonce was just there. Wasn't she just there? Mercedes-Benz? Yeah,
Beyonce did that.
She just ended her tour.
Oh, that's gonna be crazy.
I don't know. Somebody brought it up, but Berkshire is
Yeah,
under.
Mercedes-Benz. He's at Mercedes-Benz on the 21st.
And then where's
Okay.
85 South at?
They're at Center Stage.
Center Stage. So
Yep.
85 South is at Center Stage, and Weekend is at Mercedes-Benz
Yeah.
on Thursday.
Yeah.
InvestFest week.
Let me see. Maybe he has a couple of nights there. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, that's gonna be a
amazing.
pretty interesting weekend.
Oh, he's coming to Mercedes-Benz with Playboy Cardi.
Him and Playboy Cardi.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, research.
Well, he's from Atlanta.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Which makes it even a bigger show.
Okay.
No.
Well,
Yeah, I may have some last minute changes if I go to the show. Rage right off stage Sunday. What? Market research.
I'm a star boy. Look what you done.
InvestFest about to be crazy. It's gonna be a hell of a
For
weekend.
sure.
I'm getting my outfits together now.
You know what? That was crazy. Now I'm thinking about it. We were having conversations about that date for another person.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That they were holding it for this concert. Okay,
Yes, sir.
Makes sense.
Oh yeah, no, it's gonna be crazy.
Makes sense.
All right, well, get your tickets. You can get a free ticket to the weekend concert. You can win $25,000 if you're a vendor.
Yep.
Pitch competition, $125,000. I mean, man, what else can we do?
A lot going on.
Carlos will be doing stand-up comedy at VIP night.
My
Keisha
God.
Cole will be performing at VIP night.
Magic Johnson was hooping on the yacht today. Ooh.
I saw that.
Was I didn't see
I
it.
gotta repost that. Magic Johnson's on one right now. He's on one.
For
Go
sure.
ahead.
I'm
That's
not
wild.
mad at him.
That's wild.
Magic
When we
is
get
on
off
one.
stage, I'll be on. Best information to date, though. I would probably.
Ian Dunlap will be following Magic Johnson.
Yep.
Oh man.
Directly following.
Damn, bro.
Directly
Yep.
following. What?
They said the NYC shooter 5 people. It was 5 people. It's 5 casualties.
He killed 5 people?
Damn.
Yeah. Damn.
Condolences.
It's terrible, man.
That is insane. Be careful out there, y'all.
Ian, do you feel, because you also went after Tyler Perry.
I forgot about that. Oh, God.
So you went after Tyler Perry, and now you're going after Magic Johnson. Do you feel any pressure?
Yeah, that's what I've been preparing for 6 months.
But talk about that though. Like, how do you prepare for that moment? Because they might not have that moment, but they might have to go after the VP of their company, right? Like, talk about how you keep energy the same,
Yeah.
and even raise it. Like, psychologically, what's going through your head?
Preparation kills all fear. So like back to when you play ball, like the games that were the easiest is when you did film and you knew everything that they were going to do. So like I knew what kind of performance Tyler was going to give. Steve went the day before, so I knew the energy I had to bring because Steve got a certain reaction out of the crowd. Also, too, I'm always giving the audience what I wish I knew from day one. So when you're coming from a pure place of doing this thing day in and day out, what are the lessons and how would I frame them in a certain way and then provide the entertainment to make it stick and not be boring? Because when I used to go to conferences, it would be great, but like MACD and RSI 15, I was like, it was so boring to hear. That's why I walked the stage, but I learned that from comedians. I go watch Cat Williams, I'll go watch Martin, I'll watch 85 South and have those conversations about, that's how Fly and I got close. Hey, how you work the stage? He like, boy, you gotta, then you get some of those lessons. But for me, it's the constant prep. Like I'm at least 6 months in. Like I finished part of it in Mexico when I just left. I got 64 pages of notes for 45 minutes of material.
64 pages.
And gonna make the book easy too. Real quick. But the more material you have, it's easier to pick what to
That's a fact.
The time
what to select from.
Yeah, the time kind of flies. It almost feels like, wait, that was an hour?
Yeah.
Over deliver every time.
Over deliver.
So, but and also too, going back to 08, 09, 2010, 20, shout out to Todd because he was with me when I was having all these crazy thoughts. It's an honor to be able to do it.
Fact.
So you can't say that you're under pressure if this is what you prayed for. That's why I prepare. And that's why, like, so when Rich Paul killed it that one year, this is Rich Paul's fault. I said, I'm never not going to do a presentation because he smoked that shit. I said, okay, I'm going to get back in my bag. But my thing is you only get one moment in life. I never expect, I ask every, hey, can I do something? But you have to over deliver so well that the audience is begging for you to be back. It was important for me to steal the show. And shout out to Bischoff and shout out to Kevin Nash, even them helping Fiend before he died in WWE. He came up with the mask idea. Like, you have to put some showmanship, but also for me, if people just see me, I want them to get 10 times their money back. If I made you money, please put yes in chat. I was telling y'all last year the price NVIDIA and Tesla was going to go to, and from there, what have you made? So if you don't catch nobody but me, I'm gonna make your money back off the tickets for sure. But you have to be thankful for these moments because you won't get another one if you don't appreciate the one that you do get.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
Ian is going for an unprecedented 5-peat.
That's a fact.
A 5-peat. We appreciate you,
Well,
my
happy
brother.
birthday, man. Happy birthday in advance.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
Yeah,
Happy birthday to your mom. I'll send the cash up tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Put happy birthday in chat for Ian. Wish him a happy birthday early. His birthday's on Friday. So make sure y'all, send your love. I'm
not replying to no message. I'm in Puerto Rico. Shout out to Benito. Market research.
please.
Puerto Rico, the Puerto Rico play.
No. Interrupt me when I'm with my lady, please.
Please.
All right, we'll be back for Blackout Wednesday, 10 o'clock. We got Raekwon the chef, man. Shout out to Ray. It's gonna be a fun conversation.
Yeah, Stock Club call this Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central. It'll be 10 minutes, real short to the point. Love y'all. And then after Invest Fest Stock Club, you'll get the full presentation and all the extra notes that I didn't get to cover on stage as well.
Stock Club, legendary.
Yep.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Thursday we got Curl Fest, and then Saturday we got Base Swag. We're teaching Base Swag about finances.
That's fire.
I'm tripping.
Young, sexy drill. I thought about it.
I'm tripping.
I think the creator of Sexy Drill is actually, if we're being completely honest, Pop Smoke.
Is he the creator?
Because he's the first. He's the first drill artist to really make songs for the ladies.
Well, they said that Cash Cobain.
Cash Cobain, another. He on the Mount Rushmore.
Because he was, before he became a rapper, he was producing these type of records.
Yeah.
Even like, if you look at his production list, it goes back to almost like 2018, 2019.
He set that sound.
Maybe he created the sound.
Ice Spice, an early pioneer. Can't discredit. Can't discredit Ice Spice. Can't discredit her.
I can't. I won't.
Can't
Shout out to the Bronx.
Salute to Ice Spice. She got the retirement package.
It's over?
No, she's with Homeboy.
Oh yeah.
Sauce Gardner.
Yo, prayers up to Dion. Prayers up to Dion.
Chris, don't you disrespect Dion.
Who?
Chris Brown.
Why you going?
I love you, my brother. Don't do
something.
Karuchi?
He says something?
No,
I'm just saying in advance.
Oh, in advance.
My boy.
Oh, yeah.
Don't do it.
Chris wouldn't do that.
Yeah, that was a.
If they're there for you in your time of need, that's the right time to do the soft launch.
Yeah, the soft launch. Yeah.
I've been a sniper for a long time, yo.
I'm tripping on
8 toes down, he said. Love Dion, man.
Oh.
That was
I'm tripping on a yacht.
Yeah, and you know what I appreciate about him? He's encouraging especially black men to get checked. I know it's something we don't like to do, but we definitely should. I mean, a tumor in your bladder, that could have been fatal, man.
Cancer kills, man.
So make sure we get our regular checkups. For all things.
For sure.
Profit included.
For sure.
We should have the Pop the Balloon challenge in Invest Fest for investors. Like, yo, we gonna pop the balloon. They're going crazy with the Pop the Balloon.
It's back?
Yeah, my man got it, bro. Damn, what's bro's name? He got his own version.
Yeah.
Business booming.
Yeah.
Word?
He got his own version.
He cooking,
It's
yo.
just lit. It's just super lit.
The Netflix thing ain't really work out.
Gentrification play.
Stepped on the product too much.
Shout
out to Yvonne.
They cut it too many times.
You can't. This can't get stepped on too many times.
All right, y'all. Real.
You can't step on this too many times.
Love
Step
is-
once.
Love is love.
Not again.
Love
Y'all
is
be
love.
good, man.
Love y'all.
Hug emojis in the chat.
Love conquers
Peace.
all. Love conquers all.
We out, man. Be good.
Peace.
Shout out to my guy 100. Man, I appreciate you.